Set up.
Welcome to another edition of the Roadrunner Review, the 30-minute magazine show that features MSU Denver sports and their highlights from the past month. I'm Anthony Rodriguez, and joining me on the show is the one and only Sean Tafoya.
Thanks, A-Rod. And on today's show, the men's and women's basketball teams have their sights set on some postseason tournaments. Our baseball and softball seasons are well underway, and of course, we'll unveil the top plays from this month, which may be the best set of 5 that we've ever had on the 7 years of this show.
Well, that is a ton of hype to live up to, Sean. Hopefully we can deliver for the audiences at home. Before we hoop it up with our men's basketball team, let's bring in Lennox Williams to get us caught up on some Roadrunners news. What's the latest, Lennox?
Thanks, guys. This is a beautiful set, Sean and A-Rod. Would you agree?
Absolutely. It's phenomenal. We got the Roadrunner review stuff here. We got the memorabilia. It's awesome, man.
Some awesome trophies. It's great.
Yes, sir.
We have a couple of bits of news we need to relate to the beautiful audience out there. We'll kick things off with some soccer news as Jeremy Tittle has been announced as the full-time head coach for the Roadrunners. Tittle served as the team interim coach last season after the departure of Ken Parsons. Tittle led MSU Denver to an impressive 13-4-2 overall record and an 8-2 mark in the conference play. The team earned the 3 seed in the RMAC postseason tournament. So a big congratulations goes out to Jeremy Tittle. We love the culture he brings to this program. Now let's hit the track for some indoor track and field news. At the RMAC Championship in Chadron, Nebraska, we had a couple of Roadrunners who earned top finishes. Junior Sarah Hughes took 3rd place in the triple jump, posting a mark of 11.47 meters. In the women's mile, senior Lauren Salachi crossed the finish line in a time of 5 minutes and 6 seconds to capture the bronze. We also want to mention that Lauren has earned a spot at the NCAA Championship in Pittsburgh, Kansas next month. She'll be running the mile after running a qualifying time of 4 minutes and 56 seconds earlier this season. We want to wish her all the best, and we'll bring you all the results on next month's show, or you can follow her at roadrunnersathletics.com. Back to you guys, and I'm sure if there's not a other team in the RMAC right now than our men's basketball team.
You might be right, Lennox. Head coach Derek Clark and his squad have won 7 of their past 8 games coming into this month, and a lot of it has to do with their incredible play of Andre Harris and Buna Makeda.
Yeah, those bigs have complemented senior guard Tony Dobinson very well, and they took their long frames on the road to take on Regis University. This was the second meeting between these two crosstown rivals, with the red and blue taking game 1. The freshman Enrique Cortez providing the scoring early. He finds some open space on the floor for the easy deuce. Then goes to the corner where he cashes in on the three-pointer. He tallied 17 in the game, but this night belonged to Buna Makeda, who protected the paint as if there was a war going on. The big man from Senegal swatted 6 shots on the night, holding the Rangers to just 55 points in 40 minutes of action. It was a great defensive effort, and Coach Clark sees the 6'10 sophomore finally coming into his own.
I tell you what, our energy was different than it's been in a long time. We played incredibly hard. All we did is defense this week. We didn't do a lot of offense this week, and we talked about extra efforts, and we had a lot of guys, when we got beat that would rotate. We had guys, getting tip backs. I mean, we were all over the floor. Bunama was, a force by itself defensively. I was very pleased. We held him to 55 points. That's a great effort. Okay. His energy was contagious. I mean, you saw our bench every time he bothered a shot. He blocked 6 shots. They had him officially for 6 shots, but he probably bothered another 6, But he was just tremendous all over the floor. His energy was, as good as I've seen it this year.
Oh, I just try to listen more to my coaches and teammates, because usually I help early, but every time they told me to help late, and I think so that helped me a lot today.
It was back at the friendly confines of the Auraria Event Center as MSU Denver took on South Dakota Mines, and we saw against Regis how great Bunama was on defense, but he showed off his offensive prowess in this one. Cortez fires it up court, finds Keita, and he powers it down for the slam over Marco Pascolo, who thought it was a good idea to try and make that block. Brian Howard on the teardrop, no good, but Keita is there to rise above the rest for the putback and the foul. Boo piles up a career-high 19 points while adding 10 rebounds. And how about one more jam for the sophomore? He gets loose in transition and slams it with one-hand jam. Roadrunners cruise to the 16-point victory.
The following night was senior night for a quartet of Roadrunners, and Coach Clark's squad continued to put on a show for the families in attendance. Senior Deshaun Phoenix jumps into the passing lane and eventually comes up with a steal. He goes to Dobinson, who goes right back to Phoenix, and he fires it through with a flush. A sensational play that you might see later on in the show. Now we know about the length Andre Harris brings to the table, but how about the athleticism on this spin move past the defense? The junior chipped in 12 points in this one. Second half, and the Yellow Jackets battle back. Nick Angaratu with the breakaway layup, and Black Hills gets this game to within 6. But it was too much Metro down the stretch. Dobinson from the wing, the senior tallied a game-high 24 points to lead his squad to the 77-64 win.
Sense of urgency, it's senior night, and the way we do our senior night, we do it after the game. So these guys don't want to have a bad result for this game. It was just a sense of urgency. It was a really, they're a good team. Black Hills is a good team. You got to give them credit. They execute. They're well coached. I just thought we had some lows offensively. We were getting stops in the first half. It was just a good old-fashioned fight.
The Roadrunners finished the regular season with a heartbreaking 2-point loss to UC Colorado Springs on the road. So while that defeat placed MSU Denver in 4th place in the conference, they still earned a first-round home playoff game. And their opponent, drumroll please, Sean. The Red and Blue will welcome in 5th-seeded UC Colorado Springs for a quick rematch that will take place at the Auraria Event Center. Stay tuned for next month's show as well, as we'll have highlights from the entire RMAC tournament and hopefully a deep run in the big dance as well. We are just getting started here on the Roadrunner Review. The softball and baseball teams are firing bullets in the early stages of the season, and they have opponents whiffing at everything. We'll have highlights from both teams ahead in the show. But coming up next, women's basketball has a daunting road ahead of them in the final month of the regular season. Come on back to see if they can pull an upset or two to try and snag an RMAC playoff spot. Don't go anywhere. What was that trade you get?
Hi, this is Wellington Webb, former mayor of Denver, Colorado from 1991 to 2003. I was so pleased to receive an honorary doctorate from Metro State University. It's been a great highlight of my life. And I also want to take this opportunity to say happy birthday to you on your 50th anniversary.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
Welcome back. We stay with hoops as our women's team looked to be back on track after a midseason slump. After losing 4 in a row, head coach Tanya Javi turned things around after winning 3 of their next 4 games, putting her team in a prime position of capturing the final spot in the RMAC tournament.
That's right, A-Rod, but it wouldn't be easy as they ventured to Regis University, who had won 9 straight games coming into this one. Do you smell that, Anthony? It smells like an upset coming on.
You sure that's not just Lennox's cologne? You want to learn some basic basketball fundamentals? You cannot give a 3-point shooter like Janae Squires-Horton any space from downtown. Look how much space she has here, as she has no problems draining the tray. She's on the other wing this time, and the defender goes around the screen, and that's a no-no. Squires-Horton scores 12 points in the first half alone. So when the outside is falling, the inside opens up. You can see the defenders holding their spots near the 3-point line, and that allows Luisa Tago to find Hannah Stepanovic open for the easy deuce. Again, Regis is worried about the long ball, and the paint is wide open for Jonalyn Whitwer, who won't miss from there. We head to the waning moments, and after holding a 17-point third-quarter lead, the Rangers battle all the way to within 1. Regis has a chance to win it, but the shot doesn't get off in time, and MSU Denver pulls off the big win, ending Regis's 9-game winning streak.
No, they'd won 9 in a row, and in the locker room, everyone was like, 9 in a row, we just beat them. And I was like, okay, we just wanted to beat them because they're Regis, and they're our crosstown rivals. So we came out with a lot of fire tonight, and it's do or die for us now as well. So I think that just really spurred us on.
To be able to come out and win a game that with so much on the line.
Yeah, it just makes a statement to the rest of the teams that we're going to play for the next 4 games, because we really want to make the tournament, and we know we have to win to get there.
Oh my God, yeah, awesome. Especially on the road against a team like this. They're second on our side, so it's huge.
After a crushing loss to Chadron State, Coach Tanya Habe's squad needed to win out and get some help in order to clinch a playoff berth. South Dakota Mines came to downtown Denver, and they witnessed firsthand how awesome this Roadrunners offense can be. Emily Hardigan finds the Aussie Georgia Ordorf on the backdoor cut for the reverse layup. Squires Horton can't connect on the long ball, but Janae Payne rips down the board and finishes on the putback. The Roadrunners scored 42 first half points. We head into the second frame, and the balls kept finding the bottom of the net. The freshman Jalen Smith finds her groove in the second half, locating driving lanes and finishing. This time Smith finds Ordorf open for the baseline jumper. Smith then finds Ordorf again, who lays it in and gets the foul call. The sophomore led everyone with 20 points. Coach Tanya Habe's squad piles in 85 points in the 16-point victory.
I think we did a great job responding, because sometimes when people come at us, we don't know how to respond. So I think today we actually took it back to them. So it was a good start to take it to them weekend.
What changed for you in that second half to really get going?
All week, coach has been talking about just think about what you need to do to contribute to the overall team win. And that's what I do best. I'm a penetrator, so when I can draw people and find my players, then it comes easy.
MSU Denver desperately needed a win and some help to lock up that final playoff spot, but they had to take on the second best team in the RMAC in Black Hills State. This would be a battle to the end. Smith with a nifty crossover, she racks up 11 first half points. Ordorf with a floater, it doesn't fall, but Stepanovic comes down with the rebound, goes right back up, gets contact, the bucket falls, and the sophomore is loving it. Keely Bertram is money from the wing, and it's a 3-point Roadrunner lead at the break. Second half, and Cassidy Scott flies around Stepanovic for this bucket, trying to keep pace with the red and blue. Smith looking up court and finding Payne, who gets the layup and is fouled. MSU Denver up by 3 with 20 seconds left. Black Hills State with a chance to tie it, but Tago comes up with the big defensive play, and Coach Javi's squad pulls off the 62-56 upset at home.
Just the general growth this year, you don't realize how young when you got first-year point guards, first-year post players, and sometimes your sophomore year is harder than your freshman year, and they don't have anybody showing them the way. So they're leading themselves, and we're guiding them, but it's really great to see, and it's great not to have a senior night.
Well, it was a nice run for the women's basketball team down the stretch, but they did not get the help they needed from Fort Lewis, who finished their regular season on a 3-game winning streak. So, Sean, no RMAC playoffs for our ladies this year.
Yeah, Rod, and the Runners dropped a few games in the final months that they probably shouldn't have lost, and it's amazing how one loss here, one loss there can really define whether if you're worthy of a playoff spot or not.
Yeah, well, the bright spot is Coach Hobby brings back everyone next season, so the rest of the conference better be on watch. We have to take a break here on the Roadrunner Review, but come on back as we take our cameras outdoors for some baseball action.
Celebration is on for Mike Dunlap.
The Skyhawks celebrate a second national title in program history.
And the winner of the 2006 Harlan Hill Trophy as Division II College Football Player of the Year is Danny Woodhead from Chadron State. ASU! ASU! ASU!
What do we got?
Thanks for coming back to the Roadrunner Review. Last time on the show, we brought to you our season previews for our baseball and softball teams, but now it is time to see our stars of the diamond live in action, and we begin with our baseball team.
Yeah, and last year was a fun and successful year for head coach Jared Otis, and they look to keep those good times rolling as they took on Emporia State at the Regency Athletic Complex. Game 3 of the series, and sophomore hurler Javi Vega took the mound for MSU Denver. The Chula Vista native was on point, striking out a career-high 7 batters, giving up just 1 run in 7 innings of work. The offense had his back, and with the bases full of Roadrunners, Andrew Paus clears them all off with 1 swing of the bat for the grand slam. The junior put his team up 6-0, but the Hornets would battle back with home runs in the 8th and 9th innings, but starting third baseman Trent Maloney comes on and gets a save to preserve the 6-5 win.
The Cougars from Sioux Falls came to downtown Denver looking to steal Game 1 on the road, but they didn't expect the fireballer and Julian Garcia to have his best day as a Roadrunner. But first, let's cue the offense. Maloney rockets his pitch to right field that brings in Jake Thurston. Paus goes down the left field line, scoring Maloney. Nick Camito gets into the hitting act, sending the pitch to center field, and Jake Ekman races home, and the home team spots Garcia a 9-1 advantage. It was all the right-hander after that, as he strikes out a career-high 11 Cougars, which included the last 8 batters he faced before being pulled after the 8th inning. Garcia leads his team to the 9-1 win.
I just found my stuff. I've been struggling with my curveball lately. I can't find the 12-6 curveball, but found the slider. Fastball was there all day and just kept going from there.
You know, there's a big part of this game where I believe it was 1 out, 2 guys, second and third, and you struck out the rest of the inning there. I mean, that just seemed to be a pivotal moment of this game.
Yeah, I think just focusing in. Sometimes I get a little off key with my fastball, don't throw a first pitch strike, and then just focusing in. I just got to take a minute, take a breath, and then just get on it.
Yeah, I thought they played really, really well. I thought our approach at the plate was really good. Julian threw a great game. Ryan finished it up. Our defense was really good today also, and it just kind of all came together.
The Roadrunners looking for the series sweep of Sioux Falls and got some pretty incredible defense to aid in those efforts. This ball sent to left center field. Aaron Germani is tracking it down and makes the diving leap to come up with the spectacular catch. Cougars are on the corners, and the one at first base heads to second. Bean fakes not only our camera guy, but the runner at third as well, who is caught too far off the bag, and he's tagged out to end the threat. This slow roller heads to Maloney, who makes a diving stop and fires it over to first base with more than enough time to record the out. Now, this might be the best play we see all season in Division II. Our Anthony Rodriguez is there for the call.
And this one's hit. Center field running back, Germani trying to get there. Goes back, and did he make another one? One! A beautiful catch, followed by another.
Not bad, A-Rod, and our own Celeste Zubia was working on camera to catch that magnificent play, earning number 7 on SportsCenter Top 10 plays that evening.
Well, Sean, that was an absolutely phenomenal play. They had one earlier in the game as well, as you saw there. Germani, only a freshman, incredibly athletic.
Yeah, he's got a big career ahead of him here at MSU Denver, and how about making it on SportsCenter? It was great to see that MSBN watermark on ESPN, so real exciting times for us.
Yeah, man, that was exciting, and not only did he get it on SC Top 10, he may just be later in our top 5 plays a little bit later in the show. But just ahead on the Roadrunner review, the girls of summer are in full swing, and I mean that metaphor literally, as the runs are piling up for the red and blue in the early going of the season. So come on back to witness the scoring onslaught.
A big swing. Is that going way back? What are we going to see? Whoom! Runner! Carissa Terry. A big swing. Tomahawk has put the Roadrunners up.
I'm Jordan Hunter, senior guard from the Roadrunner basketball team.
Outside to Hunter. Hunter for 3. Oh, yeah.
Now Jordan Hunter hits the three-pointer.
And you're watching the Metro State Broadcast Network. Get rowdy.
I'm Eric Rare, senior guard from the Roadrunner men's basketball team.
The Rare across the court. Rare misses the 3, gets his own rebound. Great hustle, and he gets the lay-in. Eric Rare.
And you're watching the Metro State Broadcast Network. Get rowdy.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Diana DeGette. Every day, I see the impact that MSU Denver has on our region. And education within reach can truly transform a life. Congratulations on 50 years of commitment to diversity and inclusion, and may you have many, many more.
So glad you're back with us as we take a look into our softball team, who also got underway this past month. Head coach Andy Van Wetzinga lost 4 seniors and a pitcher from last year's squad, but the recruiting class has been deep, and it looks as if anyone can come in and contribute.
Yeah, it seems like anyone can step into the fray and continue to make this RMAC power head towards another regular season championship. One of those new players is Haley Fields, who started in the circle for the Red and Blue against Adams State.
Fields is a junior transfer from North Idaho College. She strikes out 5 Grizzlies to set this series off on the right foot. The offense came through for Fields. Annika Anderson chops the ball to third baseman. She can't get a grasp on it, and that brings in a run. Harley Hoosier sends a seeing eye single to center field, bringing in field, and the home team goes up 4-1. ASU answers back. Gabriel Griego connects on the solo shot to cut the lead within 2. But Brooke Lovas and Kristen Peters come through with RBI singles to help the Red and Blue take the game 6-3.
The following weekend, the Colorado School of Mines brought their identical 3-1 RMAC record to the Regency Athletic Complex. But in Game 1 of the series, it was the Roadrunners who made the first impression. Fields at the plate, slashing this pitch all the way to the outfield wall, driving in Kalissa Bakovic, and ending up on third with a triple, helping out her own cause as the starting pitcher. Ashley Kim slices the ball through the left side, bringing in Carissa Terry. Bakovic bloops the single, adding in another run to the MSU Denver total. Then Terry goes to right center, driving in 2 more runs, and the Roadrunners would score 9 runs in the second inning. They would go on to run rule the Ore Diggers, taking the series opener 11-3.
On to Game 2 of the doubleheader, and let's start things with some heads-up defense. There are runners on the corner, and there's a meeting on the mound to make sure everyone's in the right place at the right time. And wouldn't you know it, that meeting paid off as Espinoza fires to Fields to get the runner stealing second, but Fields steps up and focuses her attention to third, where the runner is caught too far off third base, and they get out of the jam early in this game. Espinoza this time is at the plate instead of behind it, goes opposite field, driving in Fields and Lovas for the early 3-0 advantage. But the offense didn't stop there as Carissa Terry launches this pitch over the left field wall. It's a 2-run blast, and it's enough to carry Coach Van Wetzinger's team to the 7-4 win.
We just really worked on this week looking for our pitches and swinging out the pitches we want and not what the other pitchers wanted, and we just wanted to really dictate the tone and come out with a lot of energy this week.
And you had the big home run. What did you see in the pitch right there?
I just was really looking for my pitch and just trying to stay patient, and I was just thinking we really needed those runs, and Cass was really working hard, and we need to get some runs on the board.
Yeah, our plan of attack offensively was, I don't think we've had the most discipline at bats coming into this weekend. And so all week we've been talking about work the count, attack pitches within the zone, don't chase out of the zone, don't help the pitcher. And I think we did a really good job of that, of being disciplined at the plate.
That Adams State series saw starting third baseman Harley Hoosier tear her ACL, and she'll be lost for the season. So Coach had to do some reconstruction of her lineup. But as we mentioned before, this team has a lot of great players that can do a lot of great things.
Yeah, now their starting pitchers in Cassie Smith and Haley Fields will now have to pitch and play second base, but that'll only strengthen what this team has, and they will continue to contend for that RMAC regular season title.
Yeah, and remember, you can watch softball and baseball all season long at roadrunnersathletics.com. It's absolutely free, and you can keep up with MSU Denver as the season heads towards the postseason. We have top plays and a special guest in studio next on the Roadrunner Review.
2-2 the count, swing and a miss in 2 straight innings. He has struck out the side, 11 total Ks. And he's got 8 straight strikeouts in a row. What a performance by the sophomore.
Welcome back to the show, and we are jumping right into top plays as we have a surprise for the audience after we announce the top play.
Yeah, and Anthony, there were so many incredible plays from the past month, and boy, did we have a hard time cutting it down to just 5, but somehow we did it, and I hope the audience is ready to experience some top-notch Roadrunner action.
All right, let's get this party started right as we head to the hardcourt for play number 5. Roadrunners basketball is all about turning great defense into great offense. On the road at Regis, Brian Howard comes away with a steal and has to hoist it over his head to keep it in play. It's heading out of bounds, and here comes Bunama Keita, who also has to save the ball, and he flings it over his head. Deshaun Phoenix comes up with the loose ball, takes it strong to the rim, gets the bucket and the foul. It's truly amazing. This play is only number 5. The rest must be pretty darn good.
How about some more defense that turns into offense? Roadrunners taking on Black Hills State. Phoenix gets the deflection. The ball is loose. Phoenix ends up with it. It's a 2-on-1. He finds Dobinson, and Dobinson puts it right back up for Phoenix, who throws it down on the alley-oop. Can we see that again, Mr. Lansing? Dobinson couldn't have placed the assist any better for Phoenix, who catches it with 2 hands, but slams it down with just 1. Roadrunners cruise over the Yellow Jackets.
Let's hit the diamond in play number 3. Julian Garcia pitched a gem against Sioux Falls in the series opener. The sophomore sensation was fanning Cougars left and right. Garcia ran into some trouble in the 6th inning, runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, but the Fort Collins native gets the next 2 batters swinging to get out of the jam. Then Garcia goes on to strike out the next 6 straight batters to finish the day with a career-high 11 strikeouts. It was a performance that sparked the team to complete a series sweep against Sioux Falls.
From keeping players from getting hits to keeping players from scoring baskets, Bunama's 6 blocks against Regis University was a sight to behold on the road. The 6'10 center from Senegal was swiping shots away from the rim all night long, but Regis never took the hint. They kept attacking and Boo kept blocking. Boo would also record 6 blocks the following night, and someone is making a case for RMAC Defensive Player of the Year.
And finally, play number 1 is actually 2 great catches. Yours truly was on the call for both of them. First pitch, and this one's hit. Trying to get over there to center field. Diving catch there for Germani. Here comes the pitch from Hogaboom. Full count. And this one's hit. Center field running back. Germani trying to get there. Goes back, and did he make another one? A beautiful catch followed by another. Let's get 2 of those on the RMAC Top 5. Did we mention that Germani is only a freshman? This guy has some major ability, and it was not only rewarded with the 1-0 win, it was also rewarded with SportsCenter's number 7 ranking on their top 10 plays. So as a special treat for the audience, we're bringing Aaron Germani to the show who's going to help us dissect that play. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, when your day started that morning, did you ever think that you'd make such an amazing play that would make it on SportsCenter Top 10?
Maybe not to that extent. I was hoping for a good game that day, and that was all. And this just kind of happened, so it was a good day for me.
It came off the bat. What was going through your mind? Did you have a feeling that you might have a chance to track that one down?
Honestly, on this one, I just kind of took off running. I didn't know if I was going to be able to get there or not. It was pretty high up there, and the kid hit it pretty hard. So I mean, I was just running after it, and then I thought it was kind of high up there, and I was like, I don't know, maybe. So I just decided to, and somehow it ended up with my glove, and I ended up making the catch. So it was pretty cool.
Were you relieved to get the ball, or were you a little bit more exhausted after tracking that one down, showing off that range?
Honestly, right when I caught it, I didn't really know what was going on. I just kind of looked at my glove, and I was like, wow. Just decided to hold it up, show everybody that I had it, and I looked into the crowd, saw all my teammates and my coaches, and they all had my back on that one. And I don't know. It was an exhilarating feeling, to be honest with you.
What was your reaction? You saw that on SportsCenter. You know you had people coming at you like, oh, I just saw you on Top 10. You know, MSU Denver repping. I mean, what was going through your mind when you saw it on SportsCenter?
My first reaction was just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is a once in a lifetime type thing for a person. So I was like, my first reaction was to just pretty much go crazy. I was in my dorm room just watching it on TV, and I was just freaking out pretty much. Me and my roommate Adam. And then I texted my parents and was like, I hope you guys just saw that, because that was pretty cool, and they were pretty excited for me. I texted Coach Otis, and just went to be with all my teammates after that.
Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Well, that's going to do it for this month's show. Remember to keep up with all your MSU Denver sports at roadrunnersathletics.com.
For Lennox Williams, Michael Jeffs, Celeste Zubia, John Madden, Travis Arnold, Eric Lansing, Sean Tafoya, and of course, Aaron Germani, I'm Anthony Rodriguez. We'll see you next month for more high-flying MSU Denver action.